Shalom Aleichem. There's a lot of pain and suffering around, and it's good when we are able to daven to Hashem and to help other people. That's what He wants, to help people and to daven to Him, to try to take away the suffering from people. And anyway, so one of the ways we can do it are look at the Siddurim and to say zt'l. There's a Seder I have had for a few months now, and we can take a look at it right now. And it has the minhagim of Spinka. Let's take a look at it. Yeah, this is called the Siddur Tefilas Yitzchok. Siddur Tefilas Yitzchok. Siddur Tefilas Yitzchok. Nusach Spinka. That's one of the Hasidic Rebbeim. So this is from Moran Rabbeinu Yaakov Yosef, Rabbeinu Yisrael Chaim Weiss, Mispinka. Zecher Tzaddik B'Kadosh Navracha. The memory of the Tzaddik should be for a blessing. And that tells you when they were nifter, the date. And here it has the davening. It has the davening here. It's very comprehensive in the davening. And then in the end, we see that it has minhagei Spinka, different minhagim, different customs. Hakolalim es minhageihim behalichoseihim b'kodesh shel Rabbeinu HaKadoshim, that tell you the customs and the ways of doing things, of the holy ways of Rabbeinu HaKadoshim, of our holy rabbis, the rabbis of Spinka. This is for the Hasidim. But anyway, we can learn from this. We can learn, everyone, whenever we can see something to learn from, it's good to learn from it. So anyway, that's Rabbi Yosef Meir Weiss. That's the Baal Imre Yosef. And then Ubano Yechido Hagon HaTzadik Maran Rabbi Yitzchak Isaac Weiss, Zechus Yogan Aleinu, Baal Chekel Yitzchok, his son, Rabbi Yitzchak Isaac Weiss. His memory should be for protection for us. Zechus Yogan Aleinu, that's his memory should be for protection on us. And V'nechado Hagon HaTzadik Moran Rabbeinu Yaakov Yosef Weiss, and his grandson, the Gaon HaKodesh, the great Gaon, the great Eloi, Reb Yaakov Yosef Weiss, Zecher Tzaddik B'Kadosh, the great Tzaddik, should be for his memory should be for a blessing. These are some of the minhagim Spinka, the minhagim, the customs of Spinka. We'll look at a couple of them. Oh no, this is, one moment. I opened it up page 2, a little bit after it begins. Let's open it up now. Let's open it up over here. Okay, this is it. Here we go. Hashmoras Haboker, Minhagei Spinka. The customs of Spinka, Hashmoras Haboker, the morning watch. Acharei Sheyoshen B'Erech Gimel O Dalet Shaos, Hayamashkim Kum Umiskaber Kari La'avodas Habari. After the Rebbe would sleep, for example, generally 3 or 4 shows, let's say hours, 3 or 4 hours. Haya mashkim, he would get up, get up, he would get up early, miskaber ka'ari, would make himself as strong as a lion, la'avodah sabari, for the to worship, to daven to Hashem of Habari, the Creator. La'avodah sabari. It's a big principle to rise up like a lion and to the service of our Creator, to start to daven as early as possible. Remain Urub in his youth, the days of his youth. Lo avar olav chatzos laila b'shena. Lo avar olav chatzos laila b'shena. He didn't. He went to sleep early, and then the chatzos laila, the half of the night didn't pass while he was sleeping. In other words, he got up. He got up when it was chatzos laila, the middle point of the night, to start his avodah to Hashem. When I ace ziknoso, the time of when he was an older person, Oya Darko Bekodesh, Lakum Kishtei Shos Achar Chatzos. It was his way to, his holy way to get up like 2 hours, more or less 2 hours, Achar Chatzos, after Chatzos. So we can figure out when Chatzos is, and so then it's Shtei Shos, 2 hours after Achar Chatzos. Miyad bihakitzo notzal yodov mikli shoyu meichin liatzmo samoch lemitoso. Right after, when he got up, when he was stirring, notzal yodov mikli, he would wash his hands from a kli, from a utensil, shoyu meichin liatzmo, that he had prepared for himself, samoch lemitoso, right next to his bed. He would take from a kli, from a utensil that he would had ready for himself, that he had prepared for himself. That's an important thing. You have to prepare yourself also for different things. So this is right with the bed. Hoya nizar litol yodov biodo shochiv al mitaso. He was very careful to do the Netilas Yadayim, to wash his hands. He was careful to refrain, to not wash his hands while he was lying on his bed. In other words, he got up in let's say at least a sitting position. It's not like he was it's not like he was lying down and washing his hands. He was very careful. He was very careful not to wash his hands while he was lying on his bed. In other words, he at least got up on the sitting position. Perhaps he even got up, but he did not. But he made sure not to be lying while he was doing the Netilas Yadayim, meaning the washing of the hands. Hakli hayom oneach al hasapsal umechuso b'magavas. The utensil was sitting on the sapsal, on the bench, on a bench right next to the bed, and it was covered with a cloth, like a towel or a cloth. even when he had in mind to sleep some more, he still made sure to wash his hands immediately after he's awakened. In other words, let's say he had to sleep a little more, but still, when he woke up, he made sure to get up and wash his hands when he became aware. So he got up off the bed, got into, let's say, the sitting position at least, and he did the Tefilas Yitzchok, washed his hands. So that's an important thing, to wash the hands. Gimel pa'amim b'serugin v'achar kach gimel pa'amim ritzufin. He would wash his hands gimel pa'amim 3 times b'serugin. B'serugin meaning first, let's say the right, then the left. So first the right, then the left. That one time, first the right, then the left. A second time, and first the right, then the left. The third time. Then he did 3 times, one after another. In other words, 3 times the right, and then he did 3 times to the left. Achar hanatila, hirshe kamayim mirashosov, avshadayin lo kom mimitoso. After the hanatila, after the washing of his hands, hirshe kamayim mirashosov, he put the water. He moved it far away. Mirashosov. Avshadayin lo kom mimitoso. He put it away, because that means from his head. Even though, this I'm not sure about what this means here. Well, let's go on to the next line, because whatever we do learn is a positive thing. Achar shenotzal yodav shoho ma'at al mitaso v'hoyo rachush merachashin v'hoyo rechushe merachashin shifosov. Come acharei shenotzal yodav, after he went and did the Tefilas Yitzchok, he did the washing. Shoh mahat al mitaso, he stayed. He waited a little bit on his bed. V'hoya rechushe merachashin shefosov. He might have said a tefillah. He might have been sefosov. He was moving his lips. He would come bizrizos mimitaso v'lamash b'godav. Come bizrizos mimitaso. He got up bizrizos with great enthusiasm mimitaso, from his bed v'lamash b'godav, and then he would put on his clothing, malbusha vayu. So he had ketonas. These describe his clothing. The ketonas, talis cotton. Ketonas, that's a tunic. Talis cotton, that's a small talis. Label, I'm not sure what a label means. Talis cotton sheni, a second talis cotton. Vestel, it's like a vest. Misnasayim, pants. V'anfilaos, klum bigdei lavan prate levestel, v'hakafton shel meshi. All of them, bigdei lavan, they were all white, begotten white clothing. parat lebestel, except for the vestel, the kaftan, and the kaftan. Kaftan is like a kaftan is might be a coat, shalmeshi of linen, via abnate, shahoya chogorbo, or via abnate, and the like a gartel. He had like a gartel means a belt that one ties around his waist. Shahoya chogorbo, that he would wrap himself around it. Hatalas katan hasheni hoya lovesh biha'ir hayom. Hoya godol ma'od. The talis katan hasheni, the second talis hoya lovesh biha'ir hayom. He would put that on when the day became light. In other words, when it became light outside. When it became light outside, then he put on the talis godol. Talis katan hasheni, the second talis sheni. The second small pair of talis cotton. That's, in other words, the arba kanfos under the shirt. This was very big. This was a very big talis cotton. His hateif bo alpanav, he would wrap himself alpanav on his face. In other words, he would cover his face. Uberech olav his hateif batitzis. And he would make the bracha on this vestal, on this talis cotton, lihisatef, to blessed are you, Hashem, that gave us the mitzvah to atef b'tzitzis, to wrap oneself around the tzitzis, to wrap ourselves in the tzitzis, to drape the tzitzis around us. Of a meshach kol hayom holach b'shnei talis cotton. And during the course of the day, he would walk around, he would go from place to place with the two talis cotton. And at night, he would take one off, and he would sleep in the second one. In other words, he would wear two talis cottons in the daytime. During the day, he would go with two talis cottons. And then at night, he would take off one of the talis cotton and sleep in the second talis cotton, the second small talis. In other words, the arba kanfos, the tzitzis. B'meshech hayom chavash kova kepita katifa larosho. B'meshech hayom, during the day, chavash kova, he would put on a hat, katifa larosho, on his head, zt'l tefilas Yitzchok, his tofeif b'tzelo lavosh spodik. Vila tefilos, for tefilos. Vila kabbalah saboim, his tofeif b'tzelo. But the people that went to go and talk to him, as he was their rabbi, so they went to go and ask his advice. So to receive them, he would wear a spodek, a certain kind of shtreimel, and also for the tefilos, for the davening. Li'achar shalavash malbushim, after he would put on these different the malbushim, these different clothing. Lokach hakli im mehan atila v'hotzio v'shofcham. L'achar shalav malbushav, after he put on his clothing. Lokach hakli, he would take the kli, the utensil, im mehan atila, with the In other words, he poured the Tefilas Yadayim water into a receiving keli, the different utensil. He took it b'shavchem, and then he spilled out the water that was used. Kishechazer lechedron notal es yadav v'rochatz es panav v'yomer be'amida birchas al netilas yadayim v'asher yotzar v'elokai neshama. Kishechazer, when he went lechedron back to his cheder, to his room, notal es yadav, he would wash his hands. V'rochatz es panav, he would wash his face. Notal es means he would pour the water on his hands. Then he would wash his face. V'yomer b'amida, he would say while he was standing, Birchas al netilas yadayim, the brachos of al netilas. So in other words, he considered it's important to stand. Omer b'amida, he would stand and say al netilas yadayim. This is the bracha of the thanking Hashem for giving us the mitzvah of Netilas Yadayim, washing our hands, making sure our hands are clean. V'asher yotzar v'elokei neshama berech birchas haTorah v'yomar liachareha ha'pesukim v'atfilos kefi haSeder shenitfasum b'kuntrus brachos v'hodaos mi'oviv zצ'l. So he would bench the berachos haTorah. He would say the brachos of the Torah, of thanking Hashem for giving us the mitzvah of learning the Torah, being occupied in the Torah. So that's the berachos haTorah. V'amar li'achareho, you would say after that, pesukim v'atfilos, the different pesukim, the different verses, and the tfilos, the prayers, kefi Seder, according to the Seder, shenitfas bekuntras birchos v'hodos, that were printed in the kuntras, the pamphlet, the kuntras, barachos v'hodos mi'oviv. That's brachos is blessing v'hodos and thanking mi'oviv from his father. His father zç'l. His father zç'l made a certain kuntras, a certain pamphlet, and with his divrei Torah, brachos v'hodos. So he davened according to the Seder that his father zç'l had delineated in the kuntras. Hikpid shelo ledaber shum dibur shel chol lifnei berachos haTorah b'boker hoya shoseh tei im chalav. Hikpid shelo ledaber shum daber shel chol. He was very makpid. He was very careful not to say anything which was not holy, did not have kedusha to it. In other words, it's chol. It doesn't have the kedusha. In other words, nothing secular. It all had to do with the davening. Lifnei berachos haTorah, before berachos haTorah. B'boker hoya shoseh tei im chalav. In the morning, his minhag was to drink tea with milk. Achar kach yoshev al kisa'o v'yomer mizmari tehilim v'tefilos miseder tikun chatzos. And then after that, he would sit al kisa'o on his seat, and he would say mizmari tehilim, the different verses of the Tehillim. It's very important to say the Tehillim, the Mizmari, the Psalms of the Tehillim, which the Tefilos, which was, and also Tefilos davening, Seder Tikkun Chatzos, from the Tikkun Chatzos. Tikkun Rachel, Lo Amar Rak Ad Shalosh Baboker. The Tikkun of Rachel, he did not say Ad Shalosh Baboker until the third hour in the morning. In other words, the 3 hours after Chatzos, I think that means. Im Ichar Mishozu Ozlo Amar Rak Tikkun Leah. If he was later than this Shah from this time, Ozlo Amar Rak Tikkun Leah. He only said Tikkun Leah, not Tikkun Rachel. Shiurin B'Ashmaras Haboker Hayu Shiurav B'Ashmaras Haboker Hayu Ches Yud Perakim Mishnayis Gemara Zohar Reishis Chochma Chobos Halababos Ve'ezeh Sefer Misifrei Talmidei Baal Shem Tov Al Pi Seder Mesuyim Shiurav B'Ashmaras Haboker. So his shiurim, that the things he would be learning, B'Ashmaras Haboker, in the morning watch that he had, Oyu Ches Yud Perakim Mishnayos, 18 Perakim of Mishnayos, the Mishnah, and Gemara, Zohar. The Zohar is the Kabbalah, Reishis Chochma, and then Chobos Halabavos, the duties of the heart. V'ezeh Sefer Misifrei Talmidei Habesht, and then whatever he had, Sefer, a Sefer from the Talmidim, the students, the Talmidim of the Baal Shem Tov. Al Pi Seder Mesuyim, according to a certain Seder, the way that he had. Lifnos Boker Hayaholech Onoseya Lamikva V'ala Derech Haya Omer Baal Peh Balachash Devarim Shei Efshar Haya L'Shoma'an Shama'u Sha'omar Kelem Istater Chaf Mem Pei Shema'u V'Kame Pa'omim. V'Kame Pa'omim, many times Shamu, it was heard Sha'omar that he said Kelem Istater. So anyway, the Fnos Boker, when the morning came, so he was davening till that time, and then when the morning came, he had that Seder, the Seder of the 18 Perakim of Mishnayos, Gemara, Zohar, Reishis Chochma, Chobos Halabavos, Ve'ezeh Sefer, a certain Sefer from the Talmidei Habesht, the Baal Shem Tov, for Seder Mesuyim. So the Fnos Boker, when the morning came, Hayaholech Onoseya L'Mikveh, he went to the mikveh. V'ala Derech Haya Omer, and then on the way he would say Baal Peh Balachash Devarim Shei Efshar Haya L'Shoma'an. He would say quietly things that people could not really hear what he was saying. V'Kame Pa'omim Shamu. So a few times it was heard that he was saying Kelem Istater. Thank you very much. Okay. So, anyway, thank you, and things should be good. From now on, sein gesund, kol tov, shalom. It should be refuahs and yeshuos, and we should hear good things, good news from now on. And I heard today that Shvat is the Rosh Tevas. The first words is Shin Beis Tes. Shin Beis Tes. So what are the first initials of Shvat? Is Shameya Besuras Tovos. Hearing Shameya Shama Besuras Tovos. Hearing good tidings. We should hear good tidings from now on. Besuras Tovos. Good things. Besuras Tovos. Good things. And Kol Tov, and Hashem should help. Kol Tov. Seid gesund. This is the Sefer Siddur Tefilas Yitzchok. So this is some of the Menhagim of the Spinka Rebbe, the Rebbe's, the holy Spinka Rebbe's. Kol Tov, seid gesund.